talking. Yes, they talking. Everybody's talking. Everybody's talking just to talk.
When we start talking about sex in high school, I know you hear this sort of like, you've got to be mature enough and you've got to be in love, you know, all of these sort of cliches that we say before you make the decision to have sex, all of this stuff. But I'm not sure that people explain to you that why you need to be mature enough and need to be in love is, well, first, A, you're gonna be naked in front of another human. Like, it really, really helps to be in love with each other.
If you're having sex, then you are stuck in the situation where you might have to worry about pregnancy, you might have to worry about STDs, and not just have to deal with that worry. Because once you open that door, you get to worry. No matter, even if you do everything right. I always tell my patients that I've seen every form of birth control fail.
Could you say that one more time?
I have seen every form of birth control fail. I've seen tubal ligations fail. It's rare, but it's happened. Yeah, I saw one.
Oh, no way.
One. I've seen everything. And as a married person at a time in my life when I really didn't want to have children yet, I used 2 forms because that was the amount of anxiety that I had. So is there anything, any myths out there or questions you have that I can help you with so that maybe we can help reduce your stress?
Like what type of birth control is like the best? Because I know there's shots, there's pills, there's...
I put them into 2 categories. There's the hormone kinds, and then there's more the barrier type method. So hormones are birth control pills. They've got the ring, the patch, injection. They've got the new implant in the arm. Those are all hormones, and what they do is they prevent ovulation. So the way those work is by not having you ovulate. The problem is some of them have some user error part. So taking a pill, you have to take a pill every day. Missing a pill is really easy to do, and so when they say the pill is 99.7% effective, that's if it's taken perfectly, you're gonna have 3 pregnancies in a year out of that number of people. Whereas, and the reality is it's more like 95, 97, which means if with 100 women taking it in a year, 3 or 5 will become pregnant, which is kind of horrifying. So, and that's with the user error. IUDs are great, but you have to get a procedure to put that in. Same with the new implant in the arm.
I'm wondering about IUDs.
Yeah.
True. Because I have one, and I've had it for 6 months, and I was bedridden for about a month.
What is an IUD?
So IUD is an implant that we can put into the uterus. There's 2 or 3 ones that we use mostly in the United States.
Yeah.
One is copper, and that one can give you sometimes heavier cycles. The other one has a little bit of progesterone and makes them very light, but it has to be inserted into the uterus. For some people, it causes a fair bit of cramping.
Yeah, I was out of work. I was crying for like 3 or 4 weeks.
And then did that settle back down?
It went down,
Yeah.
and now I don't have a period at all.
Yeah, so sometimes it just kind of has to find its little comfortable space in the uterus.
When you are on birth control and then you get off, how long does it take you to go back on your period?
It usually happens immediately. In fact, you're going to have, you're very likely to ovulate immediately after going off the pill, which is part of why people get pregnant so easy when they miss pills. Finish that.
And I heard that the birth control helps regulate periods. So how does that work if it's... I don't know.
So you know how in a pill pack there's usually like one color and then that week of placebo pills. So you're taking doses of estrogen and progesterone every day, which is an even amount. And then when you stop it and you take those placebo pills, then it drops down and you have a cycle. It's also possible to take it where you dose through just all the active pills and have less often cycle. So I often give birth control for other reasons besides preventing pregnancy. So people have fewer cycles. So some people have really painful, miserable cycles or migraines and all those things associated. So we can have, there's no health problem with having fewer cycles in a year. So it's kind of one of those perks of those medicines. But everything is 99% at best and usually actually worse. So then you've got barriers. So you've got condoms, which are nice because they're a barrier to sperm and some STDs. So that's fantastic. I suggest that in combination with everything.
Ladies, have condoms in your purse if you are sexually active. Don't wait for one to come out of his wallet.
It's probably 3 years old.
And I promise you, no matter how much guys bitch about wearing condoms, if you are at a point where you are about to have sex, and you say, we're not gonna have sex unless you have this condom on, I promise you ladies, he will put it on. He will.
And married people use condoms all the time. So part of my training, we would work at the Planned Parenthood to get some more reproductive health training, and it's a wonderful place.
20 years of my young adult life, Planned Parenthood was my doctor.
Yeah.
For every imaginable thing having nothing to do with abortion.
Right.
It was an amazing place to get medical treatment.
They help take care of pregnant people and do prenatal care.
Yeah.
They really take care of all kinds of women's health. So there's no question.
And going back to that stigma of the clinic, go to the doctor, man.
Yeah.
Can't be ashamed.
Go to the
Cannot
doctor.
be ashamed. You just
And they treat you well, and they
Yes.
respectfully, and they want to make sure you get the resources you need. Wonderful.
She's the best. I'm ready to take our love to the next step.
Yes, yes, they talking, everybody talking. Yes, they talking, everybody's talking. Yes, they talking, everybody's talking. Everybody's talking just to talk.